Have you been keeping up with healthy habits, taking walks, doing stretches, eating more fruit, yet still feel like your legs are getting weaker? You're not imagining things. Believe it or not, some of the fruits you eat daily, thinking they're boosting your health, might actually be quietly working against your leg strength. You may feel more fatigued, less steady, or even experience discomfort in your knees or ankles. Surprising, isn't it? Now don't get us wrong, fruit isn't the enemy. Many fruits are packed with essential nutrients and antioxidants. But once you're over 60, your body changes how it handles things like sugar, fiber, and certain natural compounds. That means some fruits, while delicious and seemingly healthy, can actually contribute to muscle weakness, inflammation, and balance issues. In this video, we'll walk you through 5 specific fruits that could be undermining your lower body strength and explain the science in plain, easy-to-understand language. We'll also suggest healthier, senior-smart options that are kinder to your muscles and joints. If you've been dealing with leg pain, stiffness, or find it harder to move around than before, this is a must-watch, especially fruit number 1. It's incredibly popular, but can be surprisingly tough on the body for older adults. So settle in and stay with us until the end. Your legs will definitely benefit. Before we begin, tell us in the comments, what fruit do you usually eat every day? And be sure to hit that subscribe button for weekly senior health videos designed to help you stay strong, active, and confident. Let's jump in. 5. Overripe bananas. Naturally high in sugar and with a high glycemic index, these bananas can lead to sudden fatigue and weakened leg muscles. They also have less fiber than firmer, greener bananas, raising the chance of fat buildup around the hips and thighs. And for those dealing with gout, eating overripe bananas could lead to a spike in uric acid levels. Bananas are often considered a go-to snack for older adults. They're soft, easy to digest, and packed with key nutrients like potassium, vitamin C, vitamin B6, and fiber. For many seniors, grabbing a banana is a quick and nutritious option. But when bananas become overly ripe, they may no longer offer the same benefits, and can even become problematic for your health. The primary issue lies in the sugar transformation that happens as bananas ripen. As they become brown and overly soft, their complex carbohydrates are converted into simple sugars, making the fruit taste much sweeter. While natural sugars are better than refined ones, they still impact blood sugar significantly. For seniors, especially those managing diabetes or pre-diabetes, consuming overripe bananas can cause quick blood sugar spikes. These sudden increases can lead to tiredness, reduced leg energy, and even feelings of shakiness or imbalance. The body's ability to regulate sugar efficiently decreases with age, making this even more of a concern. In the long term, frequent spikes in insulin may also lead to insulin resistance, which complicates blood sugar control. That's why it's worth being selective about banana ripeness before eating. Fiber is another piece of the puzzle. One of the key benefits of bananas in general is their fiber content. It supports healthy digestion and helps prevent constipation. However, as bananas become more ripe, they lose much of this valuable fiber. The result? Overripe bananas deliver less of the digestive and cholesterol-regulating benefits seniors depend on. Without enough fiber, older adults may face more bloating, irregularity, and even increased cardiovascular risks. Moreover, the higher sugar content and lower fiber in overripe bananas can contribute to fat buildup, particularly around the thighs, hips, and midsection. This is a common area for fat storage in older adults, and it can place extra stress on joints, especially in the knees and hips. Carrying extra weight not only worsens joint discomfort, but may also interfere with daily mobility, balance, and independence. If joint pain or arthritis is already a concern, the added strain from increased body fat makes everyday activities, from climbing stairs to standing up, far more difficult. This is one of the less obvious risks of eating too many overripe bananas. They might not feel like junk food, but their high sugar content behaves similarly in the body. For seniors dealing with gout, overripe bananas may also aggravate symptoms. Gout occurs when uric acid builds up in the blood, crystallizing in the joints and causing sharp pain, swelling, and stiffness. While bananas aren't high in purines, the compounds directly linked to uric acid, the high sugar content in overripe ones can make it harder for the body to process and eliminate uric acid efficiently. This can result in painful flare-ups, especially in vulnerable joints like the big toe, knees, or ankles. To be clear, bananas as a whole are not the enemy. When consumed at the right stage of ripeness, they offer a wealth of health benefits. But it's crucial for older adults to recognize how the ripeness of a banana affects its nutritional value. Opting for firmer, slightly green bananas helps retain fiber, keeps the sugar content lower, and offers more stable energy throughout the day. By being mindful of ripeness, seniors can continue to enjoy bananas without worrying about leg fatigue, joint strain, or blood sugar crashes. Small choices like this make a big difference in maintaining strength, stability, and overall well-being. 4. Raisins sweet but sneaky. Why seniors should think twice before snacking. Raisins have long held a place of trust in our snack drawers and cereal bowls. They seem innocent, tiny, wrinkled, naturally sweet. Many of us grew up seeing little red boxes of raisins in lunch boxes associated with good nutrition and better choices. And in nursing homes or senior care centers, they're often considered a safer alternative to processed sweets. But when you peel back the layers, raisins may not be as friendly to aging bodies as we once believed, especially when it comes to muscles, joints, and blood sugar. Let's start with the sugar. It's no secret that dried fruit concentrates sugar, but what's surprising is how much. When grapes are dried into raisins, all their water content evaporates, leaving behind sugar in a compact form. This means that just a small handful, what might seem like a light snack, can contain over 20 grams of sugar. That's more than what you'd get from a glazed donut. Now, sugar itself isn't always the villain. The real trouble begins when you combine high sugar with a slower metabolism, a natural part of aging. Older adults often process sugar less efficiently, and the insulin response may weaken over time. This means that even a small sugar spike can lead to bigger consequences: lightheadedness, sudden fatigue, or a noticeable drop in energy levels just an hour after eating. And repeated spikes? That's where the risk deepens. Over time, consistently elevated blood sugar can increase insulin resistance, contributing to type 2 diabetes, a condition already prevalent among seniors. For those already managing diabetes, raisins can quickly push blood sugar levels past healthy thresholds, making medication or dietary control more complicated. But the issues go beyond sugar. One lesser-known effect of too many raisins is inflammation. While raisins are often praised for containing some antioxidants, their sugar density can actually feed inflammation when consumed in excess. Seniors dealing with arthritis, gout, or general joint pain may find that sweet snacks like raisins worsen their symptoms. Think of that familiar stiffness in the knees when you stand up, or the dull ache in your ankles after a short walk. It's not always just age. Sometimes it's what you've been snacking on. Inflammation in older adults isn't just about discomfort. Chronic inflammation can interfere with mobility, reduce independence, and make everyday tasks, from walking upstairs to grocery shopping, more exhausting than necessary. If something as small as a handful of raisins could be nudging that inflammation upward, it's worth rethinking. Then there's potassium, or the lack of it. Potassium is essential for muscle health, especially as we age. It keeps muscle contraction smooth, prevents cramps, and helps maintain blood pressure. Sadly, raisins don't offer much potassium. Unlike bananas or cooked spinach, they leave a nutritional gap that can affect seniors more than most. The result? Legs that tire faster, a higher chance of cramps in the middle of the night, and slower recovery after physical activity. But that's not all. What many seniors don't realize is that not all raisins are created equal. Commercially packaged raisins are often treated with sulfites, a type of preservative used to maintain color and freshness. While sulfites help keep raisins looking appealing, they've also been linked to negative reactions, particularly in older adults. Some people experience headaches, shortness of breath, or even digestive upset. Others feel fine on the surface, but prolonged exposure can quietly affect circulation or increase sensitivity in the lungs. And let's not forget the oils. Raisins are often coated with a light layer of vegetable oil to prevent clumping. These oils, such as cottonseed or soybean oil, are cheap and shelf-stable, but they're also high in omega-6 fatty acids, which can promote inflammation when not balanced with omega-3s. For seniors managing heart health or poor circulation, every drop of oil matters. Choosing foods with cleaner labels becomes not just a preference, but a necessity. So, if raisins aren't ideal, what's the alternative? The good news is there's no need to abandon sweet snacks altogether. Nature offers plenty of better options. Fresh fruit is the gold standard. A few slices of apple, a handful of blueberries, or a peeled kiwi provides sweetness along with hydration, fiber, and vitamins that actually nourish rather than spike. Even a slice of melon or a wedge of orange can satisfy a sugar craving while supporting digestion and circulation. Dried fruits, when chosen carefully, can still have a place. Unsweetened dried apricots or figs, especially organic or sulfate-free varieties, contain more potassium and fiber per bite than raisins, making them more joint-friendly and muscle-supportive. Just keep portions small and watch labels closely. If you're craving the texture of raisins, consider chia pudding made with almond milk and a touch of honey, topped with chopped dates or a few raisins for garnish. This offers the satisfaction of sweetness without relying on an entire handful of sugary dried fruit. Seniors who enjoy baking might swap raisins for grated pear, mashed banana, or shredded coconut in muffins or cookies. These substitutions add moisture and flavor without the sugar overload. And let's not forget cinnamon, a powerful antioxidant and blood sugar regulator. Just a sprinkle on oatmeal or yogurt can enhance flavor while supporting health goals. At its heart, the conversation around raisins isn't about villainizing a food from our childhood. It's about understanding the shifting needs of our aging bodies. What worked when we were 30 or 40 might not serve us as well at 70. And that's okay. In fact, it's empowering to make changes not out of fear, but from a place of care and awareness. Raisins can still be enjoyed, sparingly, wisely, and occasionally. But for seniors who want to keep their legs strong, their energy steady, and their joints pain-free, it may be time to rethink the daily raisin habit. Food, after all, isn't just fuel, it's medicine, and every bite counts. 3. Mango. For those who enjoy a bit of sweetness with their meals, herbs and spices can also play a surprising role in curbing sugar cravings without adding any actual sugar. Cinnamon, for instance, not only enhances the natural flavor of fruits like apples or pears, but also helps regulate blood sugar levels. Adding a pinch of cinnamon to a bowl of unsweetened oatmeal or sprinkling it over yogurt and fruit can offer a flavorful and health-conscious alternative to sugar-laden snacks like ripe mangoes. Hydration is another often overlooked factor when it comes to managing leg muscle strength and sugar cravings in seniors. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, cramps, and even sugar cravings, as the body sometimes confuses thirst with hunger. Many seniors, due to reduced thirst sensation that comes with age, may not drink enough fluids throughout the day. Encouraging hydration through water-rich foods like cucumbers, celery, and watermelon, paired with an adequate intake of plain water or herbal teas, can help minimize sugar cravings while supporting joint lubrication and muscle function. For example, starting the day with a glass of warm lemon water or herbal tea can gently rehydrate the body and reduce the desire for sweet, sugary fruits like mangoes. From a culinary standpoint, mangoes do have their place, but they can be used more thoughtfully. Instead of eating large chunks of mango on their own, consider using thin slices as a topping, more of a garnish than a main ingredient. A few strips of ripe mango over a spinach and grilled chicken salad, for example, can add sweetness and flair without overwhelming the dish with sugar. This approach allows seniors to still enjoy the flavor without sacrificing stability in their blood sugar or adding excess calories that could lead to visceral fat buildup. For those with a sweet tooth, exploring savory alternatives that still offer a sense of satisfaction can be life-changing. Roasted root vegetables, such as sweet potatoes or carrots, naturally become sweeter when cooked and can satisfy the craving for something rich and comforting without pushing blood sugar levels through the roof. Not only are they lower in sugar than ripe mangoes, but they also provide a host of beneficial nutrients like beta-carotene, fiber, and potassium, all of which support leg muscle function, eye health, and overall vitality in older age. It's also helpful to consider the frequency of fruit consumption, not just the type. Having a small portion of mango once a week, perhaps in a mixed fruit salad or smoothie bowl, is very different from eating it daily as a go-to snack. Seniors who eat ripe mangoes several times a week may be unintentionally stacking up the sugar and calories without realizing the cumulative effect. A good rule of thumb is the 2-fruit rule. Try to limit fruit servings to 2 per day, with one being lower in sugar, like berries, kiwi, or grapefruit, and the other reserved for slightly sweeter options, if desired. Beyond dietary swaps, lifestyle adjustments can also mitigate the impact of occasional high-sugar fruits like mangoes. Incorporating light exercise, such as walking after meals or gentle leg stretches, helps regulate blood sugar and encourages muscle activity, which in turn supports endurance and reduces stiffness. Seniors who make movement a regular part of their daily routine tend to have better glucose control, stronger muscles, and fewer issues with fatigue. Even 10 minutes of stretching or chair yoga after lunch can help counteract the blood sugar spike that may result from a mango-rich meal. Social habits and mealtime routines also play a role. For instance, in some cultures or family settings, offering fruit after dinner is a long-standing tradition. It's easy for a senior to accept a large serving of ripe mango simply because it's customary or convenient. But shifting the focus to communal, mindful eating, where smaller portions are shared, savored, and appreciated, can change the way we relate to food. Seniors might find that a few bites of mango, enjoyed slowly alongside a handful of walnuts or a cup of green tea, is far more satisfying than a large, rushed serving eaten out of habit. Emotional eating is another factor that can drive seniors toward high-sugar fruits. Loneliness, boredom, or even mild depression can cause people to reach for comforting foods, often those that are sweet and easy to eat, like ripe mangoes. Creating a more engaging environment, participating in group meals, or even joining a cooking class for seniors can help redirect those emotional cravings toward healthier practices. When food becomes part of a joyful, interactive routine rather than a solitary escape, choices tend to improve naturally. Another useful tool is food journaling. Keeping a simple log of what's eaten each day, along with notes on energy levels, mood, and any physical symptoms, can help seniors and caregivers spot patterns. For instance, if a senior experiences joint stiffness or leg fatigue after eating mangoes several days in a row, it becomes easier to make the connection and adjust. A food journal doesn't need to be complex. A small notebook or even a digital voice recording can be enough. The key is awareness, which empowers better choices. In the end, it all comes back to balance and knowledge. Mangoes aren't inherently bad, and they certainly have nutritional benefits, including fiber, vitamin A, and antioxidants. But for seniors, particularly those managing conditions like arthritis, insulin resistance, or sarcopenia, those benefits may be outweighed by the risks when mangoes are consumed frequently or in large amounts. By being mindful of quantity, pairing mangoes with stabilizing nutrients, exploring lower sugar alternatives, and building a lifestyle that supports muscle strength and blood sugar control, seniors can still enjoy sweet flavors without compromising their health. It's about making informed, intentional choices that protect not only the body, but the freedom and independence that come from having strong legs, steady joints, and stable energy levels. Sometimes a small shift in habit can lead to a big change in well-being. And in the golden years of life, that change is worth every thoughtful bite. 2. Watermelon. Sweet, juicy, and not always senior-friendly. When summer arrives, few things are as satisfying as biting into a cold slice of watermelon. Its sweet flavor, vibrant color, and high water content make it one of the most popular fruits during warmer months. For many, it evokes childhood memories and offers a delicious way to stay cool and refreshed. But as with many seemingly healthy foods, there's more to watermelon than meets the eye, especially for older adults who may have more sensitive health needs. While watermelon does offer some nutritional benefits, such as vitamin C and antioxidants, it also comes with certain risks that are often overlooked. These potential downsides are particularly relevant for seniors, whose bodies handle hydration, sugar, and digestion differently than in their younger years. Let's take a closer look at the hidden challenges of eating too much watermelon if you're over 60. It's no secret that watermelon is mostly water, about 92% in fact. That's what makes it such a cooling and hydrating treat. For older adults who may not always drink enough fluids throughout the day, watermelon can seem like a perfect solution. But here's the twist. Overconsumption of this watery fruit can actually disrupt your body's delicate mineral balance. Electrolytes like potassium, magnesium, and sodium are essential for nerve function, hydration, and muscle activity. When too much water enters the system too quickly, it can dilute these minerals. This can be particularly problematic for seniors, whose bodies may already be less efficient at regulating fluids and electrolytes. Symptoms of an imbalance might include dizziness, fatigue, headaches, or muscle cramps, conditions that can significantly impact daily life and mobility for older adults. Another concern that tends to fly under the radar is watermelon's natural sugar content. Even though it's not processed sugar, the fruit still contains a surprising amount of fructose. For most people, small amounts aren't a problem. But for older adults, particularly those with diabetes or prediabetes, these sugars can add up quickly. A high intake of watermelon can raise blood sugar levels and may even interfere with how potassium is distributed in the body. Potassium is a critical mineral for muscle function and cardiovascular health. When it's not properly balanced, it can lead to leg cramps, numbness, or weakness, issues that are already common among seniors. Waking up in the middle of the night with aching calves or tingling feet may be more than just age. It could be a sign your diet needs adjusting. Though watermelon feels light and easy on the stomach for many people, it can be deceptively harsh on an aging digestive system. As we grow older, our digestive processes tend to slow down. The stomach produces less acid, and intestinal muscles may not move food as efficiently. Add a large quantity of watermelon, packed with water and fiber, and the result could be bloating, gas, or discomfort. For seniors with sensitive stomachs, even healthy foods can become a source of irritation. Watermelon's high water content may rush through the system without giving the digestive organs time to absorb nutrients properly, which can result in loose stools or that heavy, sluggish feeling after meals. This isn't just uncomfortable, it can also reduce appetite and lead to decreased nutrition over time. Despite these concerns, it's not necessary to avoid watermelon entirely. The key is to enjoy it in moderation and in ways that support overall balance. For instance, a few small cubes of watermelon can make a great addition to a mixed fruit salad. Pairing it with fiber-rich fruits like apples or pears can help slow down sugar absorption and reduce the risk of blood sugar spikes. Another strategy is to combine watermelon with nutrient-dense foods that can help stabilize electrolytes. Adding a few slices of avocado or a handful of pumpkin seeds to your snack can reintroduce magnesium and potassium into the mix. If you prefer smoothies, blending a small amount of watermelon with spinach or a scoop of protein powder can reduce its impact on blood sugar and digestion. Being mindful of portion size is one of the simplest ways to enjoy watermelon safely. Instead of eating a large bowl in one sitting, try limiting your intake to a cup or less. Pay attention to how your body responds afterward. Do you feel bloated, fatigued, or crampy? These signs may indicate that your system isn't handling it well. If you're on medications, especially diuretics or blood pressure pills, it's worth discussing your diet with a doctor or dietitian. These medications can already affect fluid and mineral levels, so adding large amounts of watermelon to your diet could amplify side effects or interfere with their effectiveness. If hydration is your main goal, consider supplementing or replacing watermelon with other fruits and vegetables that are gentler on the body. Cucumber, celery, and zucchini all have high water content but lower sugar levels. They also offer beneficial minerals and tend to be easier on the stomach. Likewise, berries, such as raspberries, strawberries, or blueberries, provide hydration along with antioxidants and fiber, making them a smarter daily choice for many older adults. Drinking plain water throughout the day, possibly infused with lemon or mint for flavor, is still one of the best ways to stay hydrated without disrupting your electrolyte levels. Herbal teas and clear broths are also good options, especially during hot weather or after physical activity. Watermelon may be the fruit of the season, but for seniors, it's worth treating it more like a special treat than a daily staple. Its sweetness and hydrating power can be beneficial in small doses, but consuming it in large quantities may lead to electrolyte imbalances, digestive upset, and blood sugar issues, all of which can impact quality of life. The good news is that with a few simple adjustments, like reducing portion size, pairing it with balancing foods, and exploring alternatives, you can still enjoy watermelon without worry. As with many aspects of aging, the goal is balance and awareness. By listening to your body and making thoughtful choices, you can enjoy the pleasures of summer fruits while staying healthy, comfortable, and energized. 1. Lychee, a sweet delight with hidden risks for older adults. Lychee, often regarded as a luxurious summer fruit, captures hearts with its exotic aroma and soft, juicy flesh. With a flavor that dances between floral and sweet, this tropical gem is a favorite across many cultures, especially in warm climates. But behind its charming appearance lies a fruit that, when eaten excessively, can pose some unexpected health concerns, particularly for older adults. While it does offer some nutritional perks, lychee isn't always the innocent treat it appears to be. Let's take a deeper look into how this fruit might not be the best option for seniors, especially those managing chronic conditions or navigating age-related changes in their body. One of the most significant concerns with lychee lies in its naturally high sugar content, specifically fructose. While many people associate sugar with a quick burst of energy, the type and amount of sugar matter more than we often realize. Lychee is especially high in free fructose, which is metabolized differently than glucose. Unlike glucose, which is processed throughout the body, fructose is mainly handled by the liver. When the liver becomes overwhelmed, as can happen when too much fructose is consumed in a short period, the result may be a sluggish feeling or even temporary muscle weakness. For seniors, whose energy levels may already be more limited due to age-related muscle loss or chronic fatigue, this dip can feel more pronounced. After enjoying a handful of lychees, an older person might notice that instead of feeling refreshed, they experience a sense of heaviness, tired legs, or reduced stamina. This response isn't just inconvenient. It can interfere with daily activities, exercise routines, and overall quality of life. Another issue with lychee is its potential to rapidly raise and then sharply drop blood sugar levels. This is particularly problematic for older adults, many of whom are dealing with diabetes, prediabetes, or other metabolic concerns. Eating lychee on an empty stomach, a common practice in the summer when it's served as a quick snack, can cause a fast spike in blood sugar, followed shortly by a steep decline. For someone in their 60s or older, this sudden crash can result in dizziness, shakiness, and confusion. These symptoms might seem minor at first glance, but they can quickly become dangerous. A dizzy spell while walking or climbing stairs could lead to a fall, and confusion could increase anxiety or impair decision-making. Seniors with a history of hypoglycemia or sensitivity to sugar fluctuations are especially vulnerable. The solution? Lychee should never be eaten alone on an empty stomach. Pairing it with a source of protein or healthy fat, like a handful of almonds or a slice of cheese, may help slow sugar absorption and reduce the risk of crash. Lychee is also considered a warming fruit in traditional Asian medicine, meaning it is thought to increase internal body heat. While this concept may not have a direct counterpart in Western medical science, it mirrors the idea that certain foods can trigger inflammation, especially when consumed frequently or in large amounts. For older adults living with arthritis, gout, or other inflammatory conditions, lychee's heady nature can exacerbate symptoms. Common complaints include joint swelling, tenderness in the knees or fingers, or a flare-up of previously controlled pain. In humid or hot climates where seniors are already dealing with fluid retention and heat sensitivity, the extra internal warmth from eating lychee can push the body out of balance. If you're someone you care for is struggling with chronic pain or joint stiffness, it's wise to be cautious with foods known to trigger inflammation. Lychee might be best enjoyed sparingly, a few fruits at a time, ideally not daily. Of course, this doesn't mean seniors need to eliminate fruit entirely. Far from it. Fruit provides essential vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber. The key is making smart choices that support energy levels and joint health without disrupting blood sugar. Berries, such as raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries, are excellent alternatives. Not only are they low in sugar, but they're also packed with anti-inflammatory compounds and flavonoids that protect the brain and joints. Apples, especially when eaten with the skin, offer a satisfying crunch along with soluble fiber, which can help regulate blood sugar and support digestive health. Unlike lychee, apples don't tend to cause heat in the body and are generally easy on the stomach. Citrus fruits, such as oranges and grapefruits, are another great substitute. They offer vitamin C, just like lychee, but with a lower sugar load. They're also hydrating and can be enjoyed as part of breakfast or a light afternoon snack. For seniors who love the taste of lychee and don't want to give it up entirely, moderation and timing are the best tools. A small serving, say 3 to 5 pieces, after a meal that includes protein and fiber can be much gentler on the body. It's also best to avoid lychee late at night, when the body is winding down and digestion slows. Whenever possible, opt for fresh lychee over canned or processed varieties. Canned lychees often come packed in syrup, adding extra sugar that can amplify the risks we've already discussed. Even fresh lychee, if overly ripe, may have higher sugar content, so be selective when purchasing. Lastly, it's a good idea for seniors to speak with a healthcare provider or a registered dietitian when making dietary changes. What works well for one person might be problematic for another, especially when conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or arthritis are in play. Lychee may be small, but its effects on the body can be surprisingly strong, especially for older adults. From triggering energy dips to causing blood sugar crashes and inflaming already sensitive joints, this sweet fruit carries risks that are often overlooked. By enjoying it mindfully and balancing it with healthier, low-sugar fruits, seniors can still treat themselves without compromising their health. After all, aging well is all about balance, and that includes what's on your plate.